Hi! So sorry about having to do a video instead of a live class. My name is Brenda Bobby. I live in a high-rise in downtown LA, and our entire building is not receiving any connection. I'm on the 26th floor. We have spotty internet. We bought one of those extenders to try to help the situation, but I guess it's actually our building issue with our provider and not necessarily our individual unit connection. So I apologize for that. And if I am going to do future live events, I will be doing it from another location. But I'm going to go through the whole class here. I'm going to talk a little bit, and then I'll do the exercise with you. I'll give some options. And actually doing it live allows me to interact with you, and I can give you modifications or variations or advanced abilities versus beginner abilities. But in this video, I'll cover all for everybody, and you can replay this and do this as a conditioning program as much as you want. If you don't follow me, my name is Brenda Bobby. I've been a dance educator, studio owner. I judge for Hall of Fame, Dance Challenge. I teach master classes, and I also do teacher training workshops. So if you want more information or you'd like to follow me on Instagram, it's Brenda Bobby. Also, the Dance Teacher Toolbox. I'm also on Facebook. And I do have a website, www.brendabobby.com. I have all kinds of resources posted there, from exercises, blog posts, information about things that are going on in the dance community, worksheets, conditioning things, even one-on-one training and teacher training and consulting. So if that's something you're interested in, hit me up. I'd love to chat with you and meet you. And we're going to get started with this 101 class. So like I said, it is an overview class, and I'm going to kind of cover all the different body parts that are really important for dancers to maintain in a nice, strong, stable environment. So you'll need a yoga block, preferably 2 if you have them. Now, if you don't have yoga blocks available to you, you can always use a shoebox. So I have a shoebox here, and you'll see it's almost the same size in height. It's just a little bit wider, but for most of the exercises, it will be feasible to use a shoebox in place of a yoga block if you don't have one. You'll also need a band if you want to level it up and make the moves a little bit more advanced. It's not necessary to have one. I like the loops as opposed to the long resist bands and tying for my conditioning class today. I do have exercises that I use the long TheraBands for, but for today's program, the bands are the best. These are really inexpensive. I got a pack of 6 different resistance levels with gliders for like under $10 on Amazon. So I highly recommend these. These are great for everyone. And then you'll also need a ball, and you could use a tennis ball, but I'm going to do a little shameless plug for T-Spheres. These balls are amazing for myofascial release. I took a seminar at the Dance Teacher Summit. I bought both sizes. They come in the large size, and they also come in the smaller size. I bought both sets. I use them both equally and love them both equally. So if you'd like more information about these, or if you want to hit me up on my website, I might be able to provide you a promo code so you can get a discount. And if teachers want to order these for their students and make them available, I do believe that we can get a discount on bulk orders of 12 or more. So that's all you're really going to need. I have a yoga mat here, and I also have a towel to pad my knees because I'm 46 and I have bad arthritis, and sometimes kneeling is bothersome. So I do have a towel, and I just wanted to share this for teachers and studio owners. This was one of the gifts we gave to our team one year at our banquet before we went to nationals in Virginia Beach. Everyone got a beach towel with the logo on it, and it was really fun. They all loved them. They all brought them to nationals. And they have various uses. They used them on the beach. They hung them over the fence at the houses they rented. It was, lines and lines of our studio logo. They would hold them up and do quick changes behind them. It kept them warm if it was freezing cold in the theater, because we know they always pump up the air conditioning. So if you're looking for a fun gift that's functional for your dance team, I recommend getting personalized beach towels for your dance team. So we're going to start with some cardio on our feet. Let me get situated here, and we're going to start with jumping jacks. Now, everyone knows how to do a jumping jack, yes? I want to make sure that when we're doing our jumping jacks that we're not releasing our rib cage and swaying our back. So we're closing our ribs, and our arms are going to get full range of motion up overhead. So none of these like half jacks. I want full range of motion so that we're really getting that heart rate up and moving through the whole shoulder girdle, okay? Some cueing things that you might need to know for me. I like to talk a lot about your headlights, and I always use my jazz hands as my headlight guides, and I always tell my dancers that you want your headlights shining forward. This helps them to get their pelvis neutral without tucking. If they tuck, their headlights are not shining up, and if they're releasing their tailbone, which is way more common for dancers with this sway back, especially for dancers that are really flexible, then their headlights are shining down. So they always want their headlights shining forward. That helps keep their pelvis in that neutral spine and helps them root their tailbone down instead of tucking it under. I also talk a lot about my heart and feeling open through my heart center, but keeping my ribs closed. So I will say, keep your ribs closed, or you'll hear teachers say, knit your ribs closed. And a lot of kids don't understand it, so I'll say life jacket. Because when you put on a life jacket, it kind of sucks you in, and they put the things, and it holds you nice and tight and together. So if I use that cue as, don't forget your life jacket, here, heart open, pulling the shoulders out away from one another. It's also referred to as T-neck if you have taken any of Denise Wall's amazing classes. So a lot of openness, but I find that especially for little dancers, if you talk about shining your light or shining your heart, lift your heart up, it helps them open here without releasing the rest of their torso. So let me stop talking, let's do our jumping jack. We got 25 jumping jacks, then we're gonna do 5 burpees. No push-up in our burpee, and we're gonna hold the last one in our plank position. We're gonna hold a regular plank on our hands for 30 seconds, and I have a timer next to me. So let me get some music going, and we're gonna get started with our jumping jacks. Ready? Here we go. 5, 6, ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Full range of motion. Keep breathing. Shoulders down, so make sure you're not lifting them up. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Lighter on your feet. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's move to our burpee. Up, down, pop, out, in, up. That's 1. Down, out, in, reach, up. That's 2. Down, out, in. That's 3. Down, out, in. That's 4. Hold this one down. Hold. Ready, and 3 seconds. Go. Now in this plank position, think of pressing the floor away so you're not sinking in the shoulders, but you're pressing away from the ground. You're tucking your tailbone here, so you're not letting it root lifted, but you're keeping it long. Pull your belly button, your spine. Lengthen the crown of your head out towards the opposite wall of your heel. So you have a nice long body. And then take your gaze a little above your fingers. So if you're on a yoga mat, just right at the edge of your yoga mat. 2 more seconds. Good, and lower those knees. Very good. So from here, we're going to continue working our trunk and our core. We're going to do our quadruped balance. So you're going to lift your opposite arm and leg. Now, this is a very common exercise that dance teachers use during a warm-up class. And a lot of times, I see dancers lifting their leg above their hip. The idea is to maintain stability and flatness through your trunk. So you want to stay long and lifted, pushing the floor away, and it should be one long line. I like them to start with their foot flexed, so the toes are pointing down towards the ground, so they stay that way. And then you lift and lengthen everything out, pushing the ground away. We're going to balance here for 30 seconds. Hold. Now watch you're not opening the hip like that. You're keeping your hips nice and level and square. If you're starting to put tension like this in that lower ankle, that tells me that your core feels unstable. So you really have to work to maintain that flat line there. And again, make sure that you're not tucking the chin or looking up. Try to keep that nice neutral spine through the neckline. Pulling the belly button up towards your back. Keeping the leg parallel. Release, other side. So flex the foot first. Lift and hold. In this position, start to pull the shoulders down and back away from that ear so that you're not getting crunchy in that neckline. You're nice and long and lifted. Flex the toes. Open them up as wide as you can. Belly button to your spine. We have 10 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. So we've got our core a little bit warmed up. Moving on. We're going to start to work our hips in our quad pump series. So we're going to stay on our hands and our knees. If you need to grab your towel right now, you can. I'm gonna face you so you can see. So I'm gonna put the towel underneath my knees and my hands on my yoga block. Make sure that your shoulders are stacked with your wrists in a nice straight line, and the same thing with your hip and your knees. So you don't want your arms to be way out here or your legs to be way out there, or vice versa, really tight. It's a nice, even quadruped position. We're gonna do our fire hydrants. Now, a lot of you have done these before. Some cueing that I want you to think of is the opposite side. So if I'm working this leg on this side, I want to maintain stability on this side. So one way you can help guide yourself is you can either go up against a wall, or if you're not in a space that has a wall, you can use your yoga block. And just put your yoga block right next to your leg here. So you'll know if you start to lean in towards it, your yoga block's going to fall over. So that is a little bit of a big guide to make sure you're staying long and lifted. So we're going to lift the leg to the side, like we're going to go potty on the fire hydrant. We're lifting up and down. And as you do this, you want to keep your lower back nice and flat and even. So your legs shouldn't go any higher than your hip, but depending on your mobility, you may not even go very high at all. This might be your range of motion. And so that's okay to work in your range. Bigger does not mean better in conditioning. So we're going to do 10 of these, right, and then right from there, we're going to extend the leg, and we're going to bring it to the back and to the side. And when you're doing this, again, you don't want the leg to dip. You want to maintain that same level, and it should not be higher than your hip. You want to maintain that parallel line, so you're working the outside of your hip, which means when the leg is extended sideways, I don't want to see that heel. There should be no rotation. It's totally parallel. So we're going to do the fire hydrant, the front side 10 times, and then we're going to do baby circles, forward 5, baby circles, in the other direction for 5. Here we go. So we lift up and down. 2, pull your belly button to your spine. 3, make sure that your knee is in line with your heel. So it's not this. Lift that knee. 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, extend the leg and bring it to the back, to the side. That's 1. Back, to the side. That's 2. Back, side. That's 3. Back, side. That's 4. Back, side. That's 5 more. Back. I know, starting to burn. Push the floor away. Keep it parallel. Back. And this is 7. Keep lifting up through that supporting leg. So make sure you're not leaning like this. You're keeping that lifted. 2 more. Back. Side. 1 more. Hold it to the side. Keep it parallel. Little baby circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that leg down. And give it a little stretch out. So move your block to the other side because we're going to work. If you have your block, if not, that's fine. And just give yourself a little stretch if you need to. Come to your child's pose. You're feeling it in that outer hip. Working the other side now. We're on our knees and hands. Lifting fire hydrant 10 times. 1, 2, 3. Keep lifting up through the side. 4. Hips are level. 5. Knee is lifted higher than the heel. 7. 8, belly button to your spine. 1 more, hold it up, extend, bring it to the back, and side, and back, and side, and 3. You should start to feel it, especially if we just work this side, and now you're stabilizing. So you're gonna really feel it a little bit more on this side. And 7, and 8, and 9, last one, hold it here, baby circles. Keep it parallel, don't dip in the opposite side. Other way, circle. And release. Whew. And that is our quad pet series.